A sandwich wrap with a bright logo that holds your food secure and keeps grease off your hands. A napkin that is vibrant and absorbs that mess you made. A food package that catches a consumer's eye in the grocery store and keeps the product within contained. Each of these products and more are examples of functional paper products in your everyday life. When you walk through a store and look at all of the flexible packaging on the shelves, do you know how many are actually made of paper? It's hard to tell sometimes because a lot of packaging is actually plastic that's made to look like paper, but let me tell you, not enough packaging is made out of sustainable paper material. BioOrigin Specialty Products wants to change that. I sat down with our product development team to talk about all the sustainable solutions that we offer and some that we have in the works. Hello, everyone. I'm Kara Wanowski. I'm the marketing manager here at BioOrigin Specialty Products, and I am here with our product development team. Thank you guys so much for sitting down and talking with me about our product development initiative and process. Can everyone introduce themselves?
Sure. Thank you, Kara. I'm Dave Barr. I'm the Director of New Product Development for BioOrigin Specialty Products. I've been with the company since 1996 in varying capacities. Started out as a process engineer, done product development, have been in operations, and I'm now back in product development.
My name's Laura Smith. I'm Vice President of Process Optimization and Quality. I've worked for BioOrigin since 2009, and similar to Dave, kind of in a number of different roles. Primarily, my job today is I focus on quality and some of the systems that support our operating teams, whether it's around center lining or the computer programs that help us track our process data and quality data together. I also help support the regulatory side of our business, but really product development, tissue making is really my background. My degree is actually in paper science and engineering. There is such a degree that you can focus just on the paper industry. So paper is my life.
Hello, my name is Joe Doyle. I'm the Vice President of Sales and Marketing for BioOrigin Specialty Products. And Laura was saying paper is her life. I was saying selling paper has been my life. I too have been covering the mills that consist of our company since 2010 under various ownership groups. And we are not a very large player in the market. And where we win is by finding niche, sustainable, paper-driven solutions in a wide variety of applications, mostly in North America. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, guys. We've talked about some of our specialty paper and tissue products and the markets that we serve in some of our previous podcasts. Today, we're going to discuss our retail and food service markets, which are quick service restaurants, grocery stores, things like that. Joe, how does our specialty paper and tissue fit into those markets?
Very well. That is our wheelhouse for our machine glazed businesses, especially. Machine glazed just means the technology used to make the sheet. The sheet's easier to laminate to other structures, and it's nice to print on. So MG is a term we use. Food service is a growing business, and it has been for years. And at the same time as they're getting organic growth in that space, there's been a big push for sustainable packaging. So not only is it growing, but all the brand owners are trying to take plastics and polys and just structures that don't compost or recycle easily and replace them. And paper fits in very well there.
So napkins and food wraps are obviously paper products, but flexible packaging, not as much, right? Or not as much as we would think. A lot of flexible packaging is still plastic. Dave, what are some of the ways that you and the product development team have improved our paper technology to compete with plastic packaging?
Actually, Kara, it's pretty interesting to see, having been in this business for a while. It's the packaging, the consumer packaging's kind of come full circle. When I first started, you'd walk through a grocery store and a lot of that packaging was paper. It slowly moved into plastics, which at the time were a better container to preserve the food and whatnot. for longer periods of time. But based on the advancements in what some of the like coating and chemistry suppliers have done over the years, we're able to start to chip away at that market again and get a more sustainable package back onto the consumer shelves. As Joe talked about, there's been a huge drive from brand owners for a more sustainable package, and paper is that. But until recently, with some of the advancements that the pulp manufacturers have made in fibers, the technologies they have there, and then chemistry suppliers, we haven't been able to really make that move until the last few years. So it's pretty exciting to see that market start to come back our way.
And on top of all of that, like Joe said earlier, our paper is print ready and incredibly ink receptive. So brands don't have to sacrifice the look of their packages for more sustainable options. Are there any challenges that you've come across when developing some of these products, Dave?
Because some of these chemistries are so new, learning to work with them has been a little bit of a challenge, but it's also exciting. It allows us to open up and look at potentially new assets that can help us take the paper that the consumer wants to the market.
And I know that there are a lot of regulations and certifications required for food service products and food packaging. Laura, you're the expert on that. Can you talk a little bit about what certifications and such our products and mills have?
We actually go to great lengths to make sure that any paper that we put out on the marketplace that may come into contact with food, whether it's a paper towel or a napkin or actually paper that's designed to go into food packaging, we want to make sure that it's safe for the end user and doesn't create any risk to the food that's inside or the people that are handling it. We do that by verifying all of our ingredients are safe for food contact. We have a pretty regimented chemical approval program, and that really helps to make sure that everything that we use to make our paper is safe. We make sure that we don't introduce any foreign material or contaminants. And again, we really want to make sure anything that we put out on the marketplace, whether it's a napkin that grandma's wrapping cookies in and putting into her purse, or whether it's paper that's getting printed and converted into something that may be at a quick service restaurant or something like that, wrapping a hamburger. Aside from making sure all of our raw materials and ingredients are safe for use, we also go to great lengths to make sure that our facilities are also safe. So we actually are SQF certified at 2 of our manufacturing facilities. SQF stands for Safe Quality Foods. It's typically a certification that actual food manufacturers pursue because it indicates that you have the right protocols in place to deliver a safe product day in and day out. So we are third-party audited to the SQF standard at our Menominee and our Wiggins facility. This was a great accomplishment by those mill teams, not only ensuring that we have systems in place, but the level of cleanliness at our facility also meets those standards. We also make sure that the fiber that we use is responsibly sourced. We are FSC certified, and FSC stands for Forest Stewardship Council, and that ensures that all of the fiber that we use to make paper is responsibly sourced. Sarah, we also use the American Forest and Paper Association's Prop 65 screening tool as we evaluate the chemicals that we use, because we also want to make sure that any paper products that we put out in the marketplace are Prop 65 compliant. So even before we start to make our paper products and the work that Dave does as he's doing his product development work, we review all potential ingredients or potential solutions to make sure that they are safe for food contact and that we're not going to be introducing an ingredient that potentially could leach into somebody's food. And again, whether that's on the machine glaze side of our business or the tissue side of our business, many of our tissue products also go into food pads. If you think about pads that go under a tray of raspberries or that are maybe sitting under a chicken breast in a meat tray, we certainly want to make sure that there's nothing harmful that could potentially leach or contaminate somebody's food product. And all of that is done through the hard work of individuals at the mill level and at our purchasing level, and also within the regulatory team. So again, it's through screening and making sure that we partner with our suppliers to keep everything that we use safe.
That's awesome. It's great to know that safety and sustainability are the top priorities at all of our mills. So, are there any new projects in the pipeline that you guys can talk about?
I think the big one that is universally happening is the removal of any kind of chemistry that could be deemed potentially harmful for the environment or people's health. That's ongoing. It feels like there's a new project or pursuit to make our paper and other products continually safer. And what that leads us continually back to is going back to the basics of pulp and water, and then, any kind of chemistries that go through our vigorous process of screening. So there's a wide range of solutions that can offer grease resistance with a very naturally occurring resistance. And that could be anything from what you would need to pick up an empanada at the grocery store, all the way up to microwave popcorn. Everything is being refreshed to match what the current trends are with keeping the environment and the citizens safe from anything harmful.
Joe, you also bring up a great point that we're actually doing a lot of work relative to the pulp. So when we always used to talk about pulp, that always meant trees to us. But there are a number of initiatives that we've pursued that focus on non-tree based fiber solutions to make paper. So we are actively looking at other alternative fiber sources, whether it's bamboo or switchgrass, wheatgrass, bagasse. So as we talk about sustainability, it's not just about how we make sure we purchase our wood from suppliers that responsibly source it from trees or that are tree-based, but we're also looking for those new alternatives that are fast-growing non-tree-based alternatives. So that's another area that's kind of exciting that we're just getting started on that path. And as more and more of that material becomes available in America, that even brings new opportunities for us to pursue.
Actually, Laura, you're right. The pulp side of it is it's actually pretty exciting these days. Not only are there alternative fibers, there's technology both from pulp manufacturers and equipment manufacturers that allow paper manufacturers to push basis weights down using less of that tree fiber but still maintain strengths. There's all sorts of technology in that is pretty exciting. And to piggyback a little bit on what Joe was saying, the GR is something that we're trying to get away from those traditional chemistries that have been around. And beyond that, where we're able to begin to develop grades that can provide a little bit more than just oil and grease resistance. There's chemistries out there that show promise for oxygen barrier and vapor barrier. So these sustainable products could be finding their way to grocery store shelves as well.
You're right, Dave. And what we do pride ourselves on is being able to help brand owners and customers actually customize solutions that they need that match their environmental positioning, whether that be recyclability, compostability, plastic removal, etc. So there's a lot we can do from the pulps or pulp replacements all the way through the converting to the store shelves or the restaurant that help add sustainability to the supply chain.
Thank you guys so much for joining me, and thank you to everyone who tuned in. And to learn more about our company, and if you have any questions or inquiries, reach out to us through our website, byoriginsp.com. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Kara. Great visiting with you.
Thank you, Kara. Take care.